So like,
Hey, yesterday.
There we go. All right, we are live this morning now. Welcome, everybody. We are here joined with Anthony, Tracy, Destiny, and Nate. Full house. We were supposed to have Tommy Bernhard on here with us this morning, but he's got a situation. He couldn't be available this morning, so we are definitely going to reschedule.
He has diarrhea, dude.
I didn't want to put it out there,
I
but
just thought it was explosive diarrhea, Tracy.
Okay. Just saying.
it was a splattering effect.
Yes, if anyone has extra toilet paper, please send it to Tommy Bernhard immediately.
man, that's pretty shitty, dude.
Make sure it's double ply.
But we will definitely reschedule and get him on here.
Cool. Yeah.
Whenever he's
Y'all are
available.
making the
The man
birds
with
laugh.
TMI.
So today I think we're just going to kind of do a free for all type and just see where it goes. Wing it,
Wing it.
Anthony. Go wing.
Wing it.
No deep fried deals. He didn't bail. He's got a situation he's dealing with. He's got some leakage going on, and
Yeah.
he just can't get off the toilet. And his Wi-Fi reception isn't good there. So
He was willing. He was completely willing to go live from the toilet, but we had to put our foot down somewhere.
He said only triple. Tommy said only triple ply, and I apologize.
Kathy's going to send him a case.
And
Tried
just
to
so
send
y'all
some
know,
aspects, but
Tommy
didn't make it.
Bernhard has now just reached 1,000 subs.
Yeah.
And
Now let's start working on
Awesome.
that 2,000 for him, guys. So if you're not subscribed to Tommy, hit those three little dots by his name right there and send him a subscribe. He's awesome. Like he's funny and he knows his stuff. So
yeah,
he does.
he's a good guy, man.
show him some love.
Plus, he's usually with Tracy, so you get best of both worlds. You get
I even threw his link in there to
Guy,
make it
you
even
got-
easier for people.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I like what we're doing over there on his channel. I keep forgetting to call it our show. It is our show. It's on his channel, but it's fun, and I hope we get to always have it going. It'd be great.
I really enjoy it too. That's like become part of my nightly routine.
yeah. I try to make sure I always watch it when I'm up.
I try. I usually can't stay up for the whole thing, but I try to get in there at least for a little while.
Michelle says, "Congrats on the subs, not the other situation, Tommy." Hey, good morning, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Morning, Josh.
Hi, everyone.
They will be on with Joe, the family slips I see him in here. They will be on with us on Monday.
Yeah, that'll be
His
awesome.
wife will be on talking liquidation and
Let me
what
make
they
sure
do.
I'm subbed.
So yeah,
Holy heck, what the hell's going on over there? Robots?
I don't know. They're either trying to sell me a car warranty, medical insurance, or give me lower payment on my credit cards I don't have.
Okay.
I get the car warranty at least 5 times a day.
It's like, hey, you want to give me an extended warranty on my 96 Explorer? Be down, you know.
Yeah, right. No thanks.
They're like, act fast. Your manufacturer warranty is going to end, and it's like it ended like 14 years ago.
Well, Josh already wants to give Tommy some money. It's awesome.
Okay. Right on.
Better apply for that monetization, man. You already got money requests coming in.
He's already got his watch hours. He should be good.
Yeah.
He's gonna need it for that Charmin.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
He can get the top shelf TP now.
Yep.
No more Family Dollar stores for me.
Now we can afford the expensive troll blockers.
That's awesome.
There's lots of Josh. Good morning to you. I watched you guys this morning.
Yeah, I was
We were
on.
talking a bit
show
about
too.
wholesaling and stuff. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I know. I've been kind of peeking into wholesaling for the past year, and I always stop myself and don't pull the trigger. And it's typically the shipping that stops me. But I'm going to find somebody. I'm going to find somebody within the next 6 months. That's my goal, to become my wholesaler.
Yeah, that's a top priority for me, especially because of Amazon. Like, I need ungated. I need to be able to sell more products that are, usually the best rankings. So that's the main way to get those doors down and to be able to sell on those. So, I mean, that would only explode me like Tommy's situation.
The topic today.
Explosion. Yes, the new title. Explosion. Yeah. Funny. He can not be here and still be the topic.
Right.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Is your e-com experience exploding?
Yeah.
Is there a difference? Because I said something to Destiny this morning, then I started thinking about it more, and I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. Is there a difference between buying wholesale and buying liquidation?
Yes.
Okay.
Buying wholesale, like for example, especially on the Amazon side, if you're buying now with Amazon, you can only buy from certain wholesalers that they're basically, I think there's a list somewhere, which that's also what I need to look into but there are certain people that you can buy from, or companies that are accredited with Amazon and work with Amazon to make sure the products that they're getting are authentic and you don't have anything to worry about. And, buying liquidation, it's usually just, either manifested or not. But a lot of the time, probably 90% of the time, you're not able to sell those products as new because they are liquidation, and they could be returns or other things. Where wholesale, these are brand new products that you're getting from a company either associated with like the Walmarts, or maybe they just buy
Distributors.
or distributors that buy.
Well, then what I told you this morning was right. I was just like, I don't want to give her bad information. I was like, well, maybe I'm not absolutely clear. So I just wanted to make sure I was on the right track.
Yeah, the wholesale is kind of what I want to get into with the Pokemon cards. You know what I mean? Where I'll start getting the booster cases like completely sent out wholesale pricing. That way I can bust them open and make a ton of money in my second eBay store once I open it. I do want to say hi to a couple people though in the chat before we forget about them all.
Absolutely.
Brownie points for today go to 2 Aussie thrifters. So Tommy, you may have to fork over some international shipping rates.
Wait a minute. I think we have because I have a Jazz sterile.
Yeah, that's Brad's fiance.
Oh, is it? Okay. So then we don't. All right, got it. Already written down.
Okay. Awesome. There you go. So they were the first ones here. They can't stay for the whole thing because they have to wake up for their work tomorrow. So that sucks. But thanks for popping in. I appreciate it, guys. You guys haven't subbed to them yet. Please go show them some love.
Oh, they're amazing. We just adore them. They're such good people.
I like them a lot too.
Yeah.
Steampunk Town, good morning. Glad that you're here. Sandollar, good morning. Justin Jacobs, what's up, my man? Justin was starting to run away with it a little bit yesterday, wasn't he, Tommy? He has 2 brownie points already, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's on there twice.
Michelle Lathan, good morning. Kelly, the Ecom Mom Ward, hoping the Mastros win the World Series. Samantha Smith, good morning to you. Dad's Vintage Garage, what's up, John, all the way from Virginia. Flippin' Particles, what's going on, D? If you guys don't know, D has a live show that goes on every day right after us. Well, not right after us, but at noon. Some days right after us, depending on how crazy we get in the morning.
Noon Eastern time.
Yeah, noon. I always just assume.
I know.
Time frame is me, but
it's 11 for me.
I need to get better for that. See who else is with us. Diane Matthews, good morning to you. Reseller Man, what is up? DC Sales, the master of the license plate. Eric Bischoff, what's going on, man? Deep Fried Deals, how you doing? Tommy Bernhard, all the way from the Porcelain Throne. Congrats on that 1K, man. Glad that you're able to join us in chat. Just Me, Kathy, how are you doing?
Let's take bets. How long will it take him to surpass me in subs? A week?
How many?
I said last week he would surpass me in 1 week, and that was pretty much right.
Yeah.
How many subs do you have, Traci?
It won't happen if we can get a bunch of people over there to sub to Tracy's channel.
Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely do that. We got the family flips in chat. What is going on, Joe? Looking forward to having you on Monday. Deep Fried Deals, what's going on?
I know. I just subbed to Family Flips the other day, I think. I need to check out their videos. And
Yeah,
recently
we have good
added,
videos, and they're doing a whole series on their liquidation buying. So if anybody's interested in that,
good.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to go over there and watch that. A lot of Josh is here. What is going on?
I don't think there's a nicer reseller than a lot of Josh, is there?
He is a very nice guy.
You think he does anything wrong in his life?
The dark side of Josh.
The juicy gossip here, Josh. What are some of the bad things you do? Lisa C, good morning to you. Reselling Addicts. What's up, guys? Those are a newer channel. If you guys are interested, go check them out. Key Lime Kisses. How are you doing, Gina? Good to see you.
There's the trick. Just edit out the bad.
Yosta Sales. What's going on, Lisa? Cody Bruh says Tommy quit us. Tommy will never quit us.
Nah.
Kiki, what's going on? Glad to see you again. Glad you're here. And yeah, I think that's everybody. If I missed anyone, you can say hi and we'll mention you. But if you haven't already, I'd love to see some people go over and sub to Traci. We need to pad her stats so that Traci or Tommy doesn't get her by the end of the week.
He's going to one day. I'd just like a couple more weeks ahead. That's all. And that's okay. I support him fully, I think.
You guys are growing really fast. Like,
you have to have a little bit of competitive nature within you to be a reseller whatsoever, right?
yeah, nothing wrong with friendly competition.
Yeah.
You know, just if you find someone else that has that as well, it only helps you in your grind and your hustle. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I went ahead and thumbs you up, and I think some other people probably need to do the same.
I'm going to go grab Traci's link real quick. I'm going to drop that in there so that we can get her some subs as well. I would love to see her at least get some from this.
That'd be great.
From taking her time to come and grace us with her presence.
Is D in here? I forgot they had a little competition going. Sorry, D. Sorry. We'll get her there next. What's that?
Where's D at now?
She was in here flipping particles.
Thanks. No, I mean like sub-wise.
Oh, she's close.
She can beat me next if she wants.
Oh, you're so sweet. Let's get Anthony there. Jeez. I'm sorry. This is what the show's going to be about. I think I reached 9,000 on Destiny's channel, though. God, I'm sorry. The allergies are killing me today, you guys. It's so bad. Whoa.
Yeah, Traci and Tommy group.
Traci's channel. If you guys haven't subscribed to her, please go do so. And if you could, just come back and let us know what sub number you are. I'd appreciate it. And I'll get one for D too. See if we can get her.
Yeah, D's at 928. She's a great. She did a special show yesterday. I like it. She's kind of taken a different mind perspective. I like it.
I didn't get to watch her yesterday. I had to go to work early, so I was able to.
I watched her on the TV yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm more of a lurker with her because like I'll normally go upstairs and I'll sit on the couch and I'll eat lunch.
Yeah.
And so I don't really get to comment too much because I'm stuffing my face.
Yeah.
But so I'm kind of more of a lurker on her channel.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm usually driving.
I do all my packing because I do my packing after the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go over there and do all my packing and listen.
So here's Dee's channel. She's at 928 right now. Let's see if we can get her to pass me. I'm at 931. Let's get her at least to 932.
I know. I'm sure everyone in here's already subbed to you. Thanks, Kelly. She says, I enjoy your live working hangouts, Traci. I never even intended to do those, but they have actually helped motivate me. I don't get a lot of work done, but they do keep me motivated to put more into eBay. So I've been enjoying the working hangouts too, and I appreciate hearing that, Kelly. I don't know, where that's going to go ever, but for now, it's definitely what I want to do. I
enjoy your working hangouts too. They motivate me to not actually do more, but think more about doing more.
Right. Well, maybe that. Okay. That mind is part of this, right?
Plus, having all the awesome accents you normally have on with you is definitely a plus.
I think that's most of it is just meeting the new people and having, the conversations and Like Zahir, especially, he's just
I
one of
love to hear.
my favorite people. He's I don't know, he can just put you in the right mental state of mind, I think. Yeah.
He's on my bucket list of people I want to get to come on the show one more.
I almost asked you if I should message him and have him come on today.
That would be awesome. He's more than welcome.
He probably would have, but yeah, we'll do that. We'll work on that. Definitely. Let's see, I just said that. I know Keelan Kisses, like, it's funny how you can, I've known Keelan Kisses in chats for well over a year, and you don't realize who even you're not sub to or who makes content. And I didn't make content back then, and I don't know if I'd call it that now, but she's saying she just figured it out. I don't even know if I'm sub to her. I wish people would just say it. Hey, I put out videos.
Yeah, we can do the whole if you make videos, put a 1 in the chat type thing.
I know, and I hate to do that, but it's true. I don't want to miss out on people.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there you go. If you upload or do video content on YouTube, like Anthony said, put a 1 in the chat. Everybody just kind of subscribe to everybody.
Yeah.
Check each other out. If you like each other, continue to watch. If you don't, stay subbed anyway. So it won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Steampunk Town, I want to see videos from them. They have a different model of selling, I believe. Like only steampunk. So I'm subbing, so just in case. Anyway, so guys, my sales are slow. It's probably my fault, but how are y'all? I like to compare how everyone's doing so I can either feel inferior or I can feel like I'm normal and average.
I've only got 3 going out today, 2 eBay, 1 Macari.
Oh, speaking of Macari, I've made 1 sale. And guess what?
What?
I'm going to have 1 return. I woke up to that this morning. They said they messaged me. I don't have a message from them, but I have a return from them. I don't even understand Macari now.
I've never had a return on Macari. I don't know anybody that has.
Yeah. Me either.
You're like the unicorn.
Yeah, in a really bad way. Most unicorns are fun and cheerful. And so they give you the option, do you want the item back? Honestly, I don't, but I need to know how this works. So yeah, I do, because I want to know what's happening and how, so I'll take the loss in shipping, I guess. I don't understand it. There's no reason why there's a return coming other than it must be a fit issue. It was overalls, but I put measurements in there. I don't know. It just
they do the return just by messaging you, or they do it?
No, it's through Mercari, but I had 3 notifications, on my front screen, and 2 of them said they sent me a message, and 1 said I have a return. So I'm looking for messages. I don't see a message. I don't see anything like that in here, honestly. But yeah, I'm asking for the item back because I'm not starting up this you can buy it and get it for free thing, if that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But I feel like they should put a reason.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, just tell me it was a fit, or tell me there was something that I didn't disclose, or tell me anything. Right?
Right. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me know how that works out, because I've never had a return either. So I've been kind of curious, like with the returns now, do you pay return shipping or does Macari?
I'm assuming, but it doesn't tell me. I'm assuming, and I did free shipping on this. Okay.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah. So, and it's fine. I mean, I don't care because for whatever reason, this item wasn't selling on eBay, and it should have. So I don't know. It's weird. But being that it's overalls also makes me think somebody had a Halloween party they needed overalls for. And they, like how some businesses will do like early Halloween. I don't know. I'm like, my head is just spinning with ideas of why this is happening. Not that it's a big deal financially, but it's still, I would like more information on it. And I don't
blame you. What's up, bad dog?
The cord stuck.
Yeah, they might have had a Halloween party last week or whatever and just returned it. Like that's the one thing that sucks about
Yeah.
Just selling online, selling online and stuff like that. The returns or people that will buy something, use it or wear it once, and then like, I don't need this anymore. Like, I'm just gonna send it back.
Okay, Kathy's had a return on Mercari. I said keep the item, and Mercari pays you and the buyer just as if the sale went through, and gives the buyer their money back. Huh?
Wow.
Maybe
Well, that's
we can
nice
do that for you.
Nice to know.
Well, maybe I should have let them keep it. And honestly, I probably would have, but I just wanted to see the process and how it works.
Yeah.
Which is why I took a lower offer on this item, because I wanted to see the process of a sale also on Mercari. So basically, they're spanking me. It's fine. I don't mind.
See, my sales have been down on eBay, but I totally accept the blame for that, because now over the last week I actually been listing,
Right.
and they're climbing back up.
I was gonna say, you've been doing good with listing this past weekend.
Yeah. So I mean, the slow part that I had, I pretty much blame on myself. I don't.
Yeah.
I started listing again, and my sales are back. So I'm content, with what I'm having for sales.
Yeah, my eBay, I'm getting like weird spikes where like one day I had 4 sales, which for me is amazing because I usually get like 1 or 2 if I do get any.
Yeah.
And ever since I had those 4 that one day, because like it was like too early in the day and they shipped them out, and then it was like while I was at work, 2 more sold like in the afternoon or whatever, like 2 or 3, so I didn't ship those out. But it's like it's sporadic for me, like up and down. But Amazon's doing really good, and I'm up 88% from last month, which is a nice jump. But I also last month was it was dismal because I didn't send in as much, so I kind of let it go, not by choice, but cash flow. I was having a little bit of issues, but
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens once my stuff finally hits the warehouse and how quickly it moves.
You could see sales now, man. I'd check on it.
I don't see anything on the app as far as sales.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be on the like main page. If you go to the Seller Central on the main page, it'll be like.
Can you check that on the app too?
Yeah, on the app you'll see it.
Yeah.
It'll be on the face part. Basically, it'll tell you, and you'll see like the graph pop up or whatever.
I've still got like goose eggs. I can't see it.
Yeah, I see it.
So Reselling Addicts is asking people who cross-post, do you cross-post everything or just what you think might suit each platform? What I'm doing right now is I'm trying several items in different categories, and then every night I just kind of lay in bed for about 45 minutes and cross-post a few more. I just go down my eBay list and I'm putting on Mercari different items so I can see what sells, because it seems like shoes are a big seller over there. So I did shoes last night, but I don't know. What do you guys?
What I do is right now my Mercari, I've everything that's new. That was an easy way for me to remember, because whenever I was doing in the beginning eBay and Poshmark, I kept forgetting to take the thing down off of the other platform and it would screw me up. Mm-hmm. So right now for Mercari, it's just new items. Mm-hmm. And I actually just recorded a What Sold video on Mercari this morning that'll be out probably next week. But it's just new items on Mercari right now. Not really by category or anything like that. But then Poshmark right now, it's just clothing items. And
then somebody told me the other day or yesterday, I think, that clothes aren't that great on there. I go, well, that's all I've sold is one pair of overalls. But then now I do.
Yeah, a lot of what I've sold on Mercari is clothing too. It's just cheaper than what I had it listed on eBay for, because you constantly get to go in there. Like every day I go in there and whatever's being liked or watched, mm-hmm. I go in there and I promote it.
I've been doing that too. Do you promote to the likers only, or do you promote
both? Not both at the same time. Like at first, I'll do it just to the watchers, but then once that gets too low, then I'll start promoting it to everybody.
Okay, yeah, and it seems like right now on eBay, I can hardly sell anything over $25. It's just my low price items that are selling, so I might as well just stick everything over on Mercari for less, because I'm going to take less anyway.
Yeah.
See, I don't on Mercari. I don't promote to likers until I have at least 3 likers on it. And then after I promote, when I have at least 3 likers, and then I'll do a promotion on it. 9 times out of 10, one of them 3 will buy it.
Okay. Do they have a limit of how often you can promote things?
You can do 10 promotions a day.
Oh,
So you can go
I
like
didn't
you
know
can
that.
promote 10 items or promote 10 times to likers on 10 different items per day in a 24-hour period.
Okay. There was something that came up. I can't remember what it said either. Something like you can't promote this. You have to wait.
Yeah, if you like say you went and promoted something right now, and then tomorrow at 7 a.m. you went to promote that item again, it'll tell you have to wait 2 hours because you can only do it once in a 24
Okay,
hour.
that's what it was. Yeah.
Did you see what Lisa C just posted, Tracy?
Uh,
She said Mercari Help says you cannot return an item for does not fit. The only return reasons, according to Help, are item not as described, incorrect item, or damage to an item, or seller not shipped. So you may be able to fight that return.
Well, I don't even know how. I mean, they won't even tell me why they freaking did it.
Yeah.
I just find that frustrating. Like, just information, just basic information is what you're supposed to give people, right? I'm not asking for the world, but I don't know. I'll look on it. I think sometimes I'm not so great with apps and I'm better on desktop, and I'm looking at this through my app. So if I just go to my desktop, maybe I'll figure it out better.
Yeah, I've never done Mercari on the desktop, so that's completely new to me.
Yeah, I've done it on the desktop, but I've done a few listings, and I'm totally a noob on there. I didn't even know about the whole promoting the likers or anything like that you guys are talking about, because I just literally, cross posted a couple Funkos, and I'm basically going to go after like my more popular items that I feel like it just need more people to see it to buy it. I mean, I can go for anything, but you know what I mean? Like stuff I think would sell faster if just, better chance of selling, more popular stuff that I have versus just kind of listing anything. So basically go through my list and just stuff that I feel that, would sell really quick. I'll just throw over there. And then, as time goes on, hopefully everything is just cross posted, but hopefully it's all sold by then, but who knows?
Kathy's asking you to explain why Amazon sellers don't reveal products in detail they sell on Amazon. Nate?
Mainly because of they want to keep their store secret. And to a lot of people, you're like, well, why would they want to do that? That people have replenishables, and that's the main thing. The replenishables or items that are discontinued and are making a ton of money on that, that basically they're super hard to find, or a lotion or something that that someone loved, and it's like, oh my god, like I need that item, I'll pay whatever for it. And people do, they'll spend crazy money on certain things like that. So the replenishable items are basically like the unicorn, like of Amazon. Like if you can get like 10 replenishables or more that sell like 10 a day or whatever, I mean, you're making a lot of money. And that's what really makes Amazon great, just the bulk selling of replenishables. I have one that I sell $80 a month, and I make just $500 a month on just doing that or whatever, sometimes even more depending on what it's selling for.
Yeah, that's completely understandable in my opinion.
Hi, Amber.
I wouldn't.
I'm sorry. I'm waiting for my
you're
battery.
good.
I need a dead battery. I'm sorry.
You're good. No, I'm just saying hi to you.
I thought you wanted to say hi and hang out.
Every day she's hustling, guys.
And she's vaping now.
Yeah.
You really
Every day she's vaping too.
I got her to quit smoking, and and she's vaping now. So yeah.
That's the she cloud.
She throws some clouds up too, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I got a nice little setup.
Eric Bischoff was asking if you use PPC on Amazon, Nate.
No, I haven't. I haven't done anything with that yet. Basically, PPC would be almost like promoted listings with eBay, sort of the same thing. But a lot of my stuff is, it sells rather quick. so that it's just not really necessary on a lot of different things. PPC would be very good if you're doing like private label, or you have some stuff that just sitting that you just need to drive more attention to, so to get it going. So or if you made a bad buy and you have 50 of an item and you're the only seller and it's just not selling, which it can happen. I have I think 3 items that I didn't go deep on. They're just a little more expensive items that are kind of just hanging out at Amazon's warehouse since I started, because I didn't do some of the research, or I thought I knew what I was doing a little better and made a bad buy. I mean, it happens, but
everybody makes bad buys.
yeah, I mean, no one's perfect. You can only try to.
Some of us make more than others, possibly.
Congrats on awesome.
I know she's doing great. I mean, it's not easy learning shipping, and she had a lot of questions about shipping yesterday, and all of these people on the panel are really good to reach out to also.
Yeah, anytime you need anything, feel free to reach out.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Just about a little over a year ago is when I started this whole thing, and I was just like her. I had a lot of questions, and I did the research. I watched a lot of people that I felt knew a lot, and I watched a lot of different people, and I picked up things, and I felt comfortable enough to where I pulled the trigger and did the same thing. So just do what you're comfortable with, and you should do great things. Buy cheap, sell a lot, sell high. That's the goal.
Yep. And the most important thing, Samantha, is when you're looking for items for eBay, make sure you check the sold comps and how often they're selling. Whenever I first started, just because I could find an item cheap and I saw that there were a lot of listings for it, I would buy it. The biggest thing for me was biggest thing now is making sure it sells through. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you'll click on sold and there won't be any solds, but you'll see like a whole bunch of them listed. So make sure you're checking the solds and how often they're selling too.
So comparing the active to the sold will tell you. Because on your app, it shows 60 days back.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the desktop, it shows 90 days back of comparables. And we were telling her that yesterday, but yes, like you're going to hear that from everybody, because that and shipping. Yeah. Do that.
Yeah, sourcing, and that's just based on a lot of your opportunities that you hunt for or stuff that you find, but if you get the shipping and the comping down, it'll make your sourcing that much more easier.
Yeah, and Lisa C says it right there. Verify any info you get on YouTube for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Also make sure that the information you get is new as well, like not something from, I mean, maybe some stuff, but not a lot of stuff that, say something from a year ago. You know what I mean? That information might not be good anymore. So
right. If you see a video that says go buy LuLaRoe or something like that, you're going to get screwed today.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Like
a lot of products tank, and I wouldn't even watch the older videos anymore, really.
Right.
I don't know what that would do.
Right. Shipping videos too. I mean, for like packing techniques on shipping is good, but like when people are telling you like different ways or best ways to ship, with the new dimensionals, don't go off a video from 2017.
Right.
Who does really great videos on packing and shipping is Lonnie over at Garage Flips and Justin at RVA Flips. When I first started, like I kind of just understood you throw stuff in a box and ship it, but I didn't really know how to like safely pack items.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a ton from watching those 2 channels. But yeah, I mean, it's really to each their own. And I really commend you for, she said she's starting with clothes she doesn't wear anymore. And that was kind of how I started too. Whenever I started going with the eBay store model, I cleaned out my basement and we just moved back into our house. And there was a whole bunch of stuff that we had stored when we had people renting the house, and we didn't use it for the year we didn't live here. So I was like, yeah, we don't need it. So I started selling off all that stuff. And that was kind of how I started with my eBay store.
Okay, she's saying she subbed. I was going to put Garage Flips link in for her. She has to follow him. Just in case you're not, I can't.
Yeah, Lonnie's a must. Like, I thought really lucky. Lonnie. He was the first person I found in the resale community. and like his information is always on point. That guy has a brilliant mind for reselling. So
and explains it to where everybody can understand.
Yep.
To put a video in your listing on eBay, he's the only reason I can do it quickly and easily.
Absolutely.
The biggest tip for Samantha I have would be basically do your shipping on pirate ship too, because since she's just starting out, she's not getting the just like deeply discounted rates. And with pirate ship, you are getting those. Plus, they do the box in the bag and stuff like that. So
see, and
check
that's
out some
funny
pirate ship videos and stuff. So
because I told her yesterday to maybe leave that for later because I think it's good to understand eBay shipping at first. And if she's doing clothing, it's first class anyway.
Yeah.
To start there and then add, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you just start on pirate ship. I don't know what everyone's opinion is. I love pirate ship when it works out, but I feel like there's so much to learn in reselling that it's overwhelming that, I don't know if that's right.
Like the reason why I said that is because of the discount. Like just on the basic shipping, like if she's selling clothing, it's just going to be just
First
first class or whatever. You get a better discount versus,
or it's the very most padded flat rate.
Yeah,
No
like
heavy-
she would make a little bit, like save or make a little bit of money on shipping versus what eBay would charge her right off the bat because they're not giving her that discount. So, I mean, the box in the bag and that stuff, right? I would kind of stay away from that until she watched some videos and got acclimated with that stuff, so she's comfortable. But but I would do that, the basic, do the basic stuff no matter what at first, and use that discount.
Even as somebody that's been doing this for a while, I did box in the bag wrong at the beginning, and Tommy actually yelled at me. He was like, "Dude, you're gonna get in trouble." And now
You're doing it all wrong.
I was too.
What were you thinking?
I at first I was just measuring out an 18 by 18 box and just wrapping it in a garbage bag. And like, full transparency, I did wrong. I didn't know, but not knowing doesn't mean you can't get in trouble for it. So.
But there's no such thing as an 18 by 18 box. There's three measurements on.
You know what I mean? Like I was making sure the box was under 18 by 18. You know what I mean?
Before you build it, okay?
So that's a that's a common mistake that people make. You just have to make sure it fits in an 18 by 18 poly bag. And Tommy gave me one of those like online slap upside the head, so I just started doing it right.
That's the thing. We all make mistakes all the time. And this is the best way to learn is by sharing what you're doing and seeing how others do it and having someone call you out on it. Or not rudely, I'm not meaning that way, but that's everybody wants to do it the correct way. You can be booted off of these platforms if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that's why I recommend eBay first for everyone because I mean if you're just starting reselling, you're going to make definitely a few mistakes at the very least. Yeah. And on Amazon, they'll give you the boot real quick, and you'll never be able to sell on there ever. So on eBay, they'll suspend you or give you a little, come on, do better next time type of thing. So they're a little more forgiving. So
if you can do eBay too, you can easily do Poshmark or Mercari too, because they just become so easy compared to eBay. Not that eBay is super difficult, especially if you're watching a lot of YouTube videos like from reputable sellers that a lot of people in the community respect, and it's so easy to learn. And they put out the videos in a way that it's entertaining, and you want to watch what they're doing. And I've always been told there's always more that's caught than taught. Just from hanging around people or just seeing the way other people do it, just like Tommy said in the chat, Lonnie ends up teaching a lot. And he's not even trying to teach. It's just watching the way he does it.
He's just going through his day.
Exactly.
Yeah, it takes time, but you'll make some mistakes and just learn from them, and you'll get to the point where you're packing something and you do it so fast that it just comes like second nature to you. And
and like what Tommy's saying here, he's helped me with that with shipping because the calculated doesn't calculate it right, period. End of story. It just doesn't. And we've done lives where it's proven, people were looking at my items and it was showing $100 in shipping for something. So I'm switching slowly as I'm listing right now. I'm choosing flat rate because I understand shipping. I can do this, and Samantha can too once she understands the shipping. I've got my $4.99 for first class shipping because it's going to even out. So then I'll do a $9.99 tier of priority, a $14.99 tier, and possibly another tier that I haven't created yet because I'm not making sales because their calculations are showing the wrong price on shipping, and it makes the item too expensive because of eBay's calculated issues. So I never would have thought of that being an issue until other people looked at my items and said, "What the hell's wrong with your shipping?" Yeah. Okay, well, it's not mine. I put in the right numbers. It's eBay's problem, is what it is. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important to always have other people look at your items and tell you what they see on their side.
What's up, Pat D's? Good to see you, buddy. He'll be with us on Friday, guys.
Guys, I'm going to jump out. I have some stuff I need to get done. So
thanks for
we'll talk to you guys later. Much love.
Bye, Destiny.
Bye.
So yo, make coffee.
No, I'm almost out. She needs to bring me coffee.
Yeah.
I have one more sip. Yeah, but who would have ever thought that they would have such an issue with their calculated not showing correctly? It's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, lot of Josh. Question for you. Did Harry Tornado, did the other Josh, tell you about the gauntlet that me, Tommy, and Native laid down for you guys? Just wondering. We've made a challenge, the Battle of the Morning Shows.
Yeah, I told the Beard about it yesterday.
Okay.
I don't know how they can get up that early, honestly. That's early.
That's the problem. Like a lot of times I'll rewatch them in the afternoon when I'm like taking a break. Because I can only sit in this chair so long. I need to like go rest my back for a while. And I'll throw on their morning show while I do that. And then once it's over, it's like, okay, I gotta go back to work now. Or I'll just walk in my list. But yeah, I rarely catch them live.
I usually catch part of their show live I caught all of it today. I can't chat that early, and my brain's not working.
Okay, so a lot of Josh hasn't heard yet. So the other day, Josh Harry Tornado was in the chat, and we were talking about doing a collaboration morning video, like on our show. Basically, you three would come on, and Tommy had the idea of doing some kind of like game show to fight for morning show supremacy type thing. I don't know. I thought it'd be fun. Maybe we could find a day that works for all three of you guys and have you guys on and just have fun with it.
For sure. I think it'd be a blast.
Yep.
Yeah, see, in it to flip it, exactly. They didn't know their calculated shipping was off until a California buyer asked them if there's something they could do to change the $50 to ship a pair of shoes. Yeah, but if you do just flat rate, it's flat rate. You know what things cost. And Tommy, helped me with this completely. He gets all the credit.
That would be cool, Tommy. That's what I want to do whenever you're able to come back on. We have you guys on again. We'll just have the late night show in the morning.
We'll be the guests.
We'll just follow your lead.
Wait, what do you mean? Like you guys take over the night show and we take over your day show? Or are you talking about the Joshes and you?
Oh no, I was talking about you guys. Like you guys can come. We don't have to take over your show. You can come take over.
No, you should. You should we won't even be there, and y'all take over our show, and we'll take over your morning show one day completely.
I don't know if we could feel those shoes. Those shoes are very big that you guys have on that
I
show.
know. Does Destiny have a low cut top?
They sent her that one drink up shirt. You remember, Tommy?
Which one?
That tube top that Derek sent her from the bins. It says
oh yeah.
on it.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of big shoes to fill for sure.
And we already have a Tommy. So
Samantha.
Yeah.
Bubble mailers are too expensive, girl. For clothing, I get these free from eBay with my shipping supplies, but you can order these poly mailers in many different sizes that are just different colors on eBay or Amazon. Just find the cheapest ones, and they're self-seal. Padded envelopes are more expensive than that. Unless you have an item over a pound, you can do these padded priorities, the flat rate.
yep, those are free.
Yeah, those would be your best friend for anything.
I use those a ton, man. Those are my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And guys, order these because the holidays are here and they run out. So order them online.
Yep.
Like, make sure you sign up. But like, this is a padded envelope from eBay. That for clothing wouldn't be necessary because nothing's going to break on your clothing. I use these for jewelry and things like that, though.
I got 5 cases of those padded USPS things that came in last week or the week before or something. I'm prepped.
Deep Fried Deals wants Tommy to dance like Ellen DeGeneres. That's awesome.
Bye, Pat.
Yeah, like the poly mailers that I just got from Walmart. I got 100, I think 12x9s for $7. I mean, those are really cheap. I mean, usually I can't remember exactly what they usually cost, but it's like probably like 5 cents or so a piece or something like that, or then it'd be like 7 cents a piece is what I paid for them. But they're usually a little bit more. So
I'll tell you too.
You want to go?
Tell you too, a way to save some money is I find that they're not always on there, but I get those craft bubble mailers. They're like the paper bubble mailers, and I go on eBay and I type in irregulars.
Yeah. Oh, that's smart.
I get them super cheap, and I've ordered a couple cases of them now, and they're supposed to be irregulars, and I couldn't find anything wrong with, like, out of a case of 250, I found like 2 of them where the glue seam on the edge was wrinkled or something. It just wasn't perfect, which it's going to get wrinkled when it's going through the post office anyways. And I usually look for those and save a ton of money because I got a case of 250 of them for $25.
Wow, I didn't even think of
with free shipping. So
that's great.
But they're not always on there, so I just randomly check, and when they are, I order them needed or not.
Because you have a save set on that, like a saved search, where it'll notify you when there's new ones.
Yeah, I got it in a
like that. I love that feature in eBay. I have to say, when it will notify you when something comes up that you have saved in a search.
Is it just the craft ones, or is there other ones like that too?
Those are the only ones that I've been able to find with the irregular defects. I didn't really search out anymore because those are really the only things that I don't get free from the post office besides my poly mailers, and those are cheap to start with. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, Tom? He says half his eBay boxes are irregular. Mine are always perfect. I've never had a bad eBay box.
Yeah.
I like the quality of the eBay boxes too. And
I haven't had any problems.
I was just telling Nate, I just sent my first Amazon shipment in nothing but eBay stuff. It was literally all eBay decked out.
Tommy, yeah, that's online. They had it was a clearance deal. It was I think the brand was U boxes. So if you check on there, yeah, it was like $775 or $7 something for 100 pack. So I grabbed those. I mean, yeah, I think they cost, like he said, it was like 9 or 10 cents. So I shaved a couple pennies off, which, I mean, it's almost like getting like half of them for free. So that's the way I looked at it. Because I sell a decent bit of clothing and stuff like that. So I definitely run through my poly mailers pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. What other things do you guys like to get with your free shipping supply? Like, I get their tissue paper, but I do jewelry and stuff like that too, so I wrap it. But I also use the tissue paper for void fill if it's a smaller box because there's no weight to it. You know, I have my craft paper for heavier items, of course, for void fill. But the eBay tissue is awesome. So I just rotate, you know, what I need at the time. And I don't know. I guess most people don't use the tissue because I've been laughed at before. Does anyone get it?
Yeah, I don't buy it. I usually try and like either get a different box because of the dimensions are so crazy, and then you know if you have the right size box, you don't have to put as much.
Well, I'm saying if you need
padding
padding,
stuff.
you need padding between it.
You know what I use?
Sell glass and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of ghetto, but what I use is I'll save up all my Walmart bags. I'll just stuff those in there.
Mm-hmm.
I usually get like the bubble pillow sometimes.
Yeah.
And,
I always use any of that stuff I get too.
Yeah, I use it. I buy those every once in a while. I buy those on eBay. Usually get like a big, huge garbage bag full of them for like $10 or something, free ship. I like those a lot for like heavier stuff, or I like them especially for my Amazon stuff because I do sell a lot of heavy stuff. So just helps protect your items, and it's not going to add that much weight to the box. You know what I mean? Where you know if you put in like say craft paper or something like that in. You know, the Amazon shipment, it could basically just crunch together. Now you got all this extra movement. So for me, like my Amazon shipments, the bubble, like the pillows or whatever, are better than the craft
I'm
paper.
not high class enough yet to do Amazon. It's in my future. I know. I keep saying it's in my future, and then I go, nope, not doing it. But I already know I have to do it. And when I do it, eBay's going to suffer a lot because I will go full force into it and be the traveler to do it. Like I'm just going to go for it. You know, eBay's just going to sit there and hopefully make a little money while I learn Amazon.
Yeah, it definitely makes your thinking process a little different. You know, because I'm definitely more picky on eBay, and you know, Anthony will definitely tell you, like, you know, I'll grab some things, but you know, some things I just like, you know, or it's just not worth it to grab something where I'm gated in Amazon, and sometimes you know I just don't want to have that money just kind of hanging out there. Where with my Amazon stuff, you know, I'll buy it, yeah, and it'll sell so fast that you know, no sale is guaranteed, but it, you know, basically a lot of parts.
Do you use Keepa, or what's your main?
Yeah, I've definitely used Keepa, and I mean, and part of it is just understanding the categories and the sizes and what the ranking is. Because whenever you scan an item with the free app, because I use a lot of the free stuff because I'm very cheap. I don't like subscriptions. I like making more money, so I try to not get every subscription under the moon because you can spend a lot of money every month, like $300 or more, if you got all the different things. Like, you know, like the repricer can be 50 to, or let's say, we'll say $25 to $100, but most of the time it's in the 50 range. Just that alone. Then you got your Amazon fee. If you have a professional account, it's $40. Keep us $17 a month. You know, and you know, there's all types of stuff. There's
so what are the necessary ones?
The most important that I feel, you know, is Keepa, a repricer for sure, because it keeps you competitive on Amazon and allows you to guarantee get you could set a minimum and maximum price where you're happy if the item sells or not. And if something sits long enough, then you can go to the basement and break even if you wanted to, because you don't want to pay the storage fees. But that's what I recommend. The one thing I'm looking to add now is the option to print my labels for FBA on my Dymo. So I'm looking at different label services, I guess they'd be called, where you know you pay either X amount a month, or I'm trying to find the one that you just pay like a one-time fee. I think it's like $20 or $30 one time, and then that's it. So if someone in the chat can remind me which company that is, I need that.
Label service? I don't understand that.
Well, with Amazon, it makes it kind of hard to use your Dymo, or very time-consuming if you use it the way.
I ordered a Dymo. Okay.
Yeah, like they don't have, like, if like I'm watching all these people print labels and stuff, and they're just shooting out like full sheets of just tons and tons and tons of these FBA labels. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna get a Dymo. So I would get a Dymo, and then I'm like, wait a minute, why can't I print my labels for my shipment with that just off the website? Here, there's a company that I guess is able to translate it over to the Dymo in its format that's necessary in one fell swoop. For, you know, it's either there's a couple that's a monthly cost, and there's one that I can't remember what it is. I need to find out, but it's just one fee per, you know, forever. So, you know, then you're able to use that, and you don't have to worry about ink anymore. And, you know, I'd probably still use my printer every once in a while, but I wouldn't use it as much. So I've been doing it on the 30 up labels. You know, that, you know, there's 30 labels basically.
That's kind of what I figured. If I can't do Amazon labels on the Dymo cheap or good, possibly I'll just use the 30 apps.
Yeah, because like right now I'm using my inkjet for my shipping labels and that, which I don't, it's not really a big pain in the butt other than it's big and bulky. Because for my ink, for example,
ink?
Yeah, I'm using ink.
Oh, dang.
Well, I'm using for HP, they have instant ink where you pay like X amount a month. Where for me, I pay $4.99 a month. So, you know, and they send me, if I'm out need ink, they'll send me it, and that's all I have to pay. So, you know,
I'm sorry, Anthony and Tommy. I just took over. Questions.
Yeah, instead of paying like, you know, for my ink, I think it's like 40 or 50 a cartridge because it's the black and then it has the triple. So I would pay like $120 just for that. Which sometimes if you print just black and white, which I do a lot, unless the kids want something printed, then they'll mix some of the color or your color will go bad or whatever. So I just figured if I do that, I'm going to be under no matter what, because I do, even though I do a lot of just black, it's going to save me money in the long run. Because I mean, you know, I'd say probably at least once a year I have to replace it's 1 or 2 black cartridges.
Okay, so I ordered the 4XL. What do you use?
I have the twin turbo, but the 4XL is the way to go.
Okay.
Because you could do the shipping labels and the barcode labels.
I see. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
When you said that, it kind of threw me off. I'm like, dang it. And I really wanted a Rollo, but I went with the Dymo 4XL.
That's what I have too.
Everybody else does, I guess.
Kathy said she's waiting for your video on how to hook the Dymo up.
Okay, it's going to have a lot of cuss words in it. Okay.
You know what's funny? I did a video on hooking up my Dymo, and I couldn't figure it out. I look like the biggest moron on planet Earth.
I'm not the techiest. I'm just not. But sometimes I do get lucky, so we'll see. I'll watch someone else's video first, and then I'll record myself making a fool out of myself.
Yeah, just go watch the one I posted, like whenever I bought my Dymo, and then just do what I didn't.
Okay, do the opposite. All right. Yeah. Maybe that could be a part of my video, is me watching your video, go, okay, not this. Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, it was rough status. I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
Well, and I hear the Rollo is pretty easy. That's why I kept wanting the Rollo. But you have to plug in the Rollo. The Dymo is wireless, correct?
Yeah. Oh no, you put it in with USB. I do, at least. I probably do both, but yeah, I have it in with USB.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a wireless version of that or not. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think so, but there might be now.
Watch me do this perfectly and impress everyone.
That'd be awesome.
Okay. Now I did buy a new open box, so it could be a crappy Dymo that doesn't work. But I got cheap. I felt cheap that day.
It's good. If you can get it cheap, that's what I would have done too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm real cheap because I used the Dymo 450 turbo and I paid $5 for it at Goodwill.
Nice.
That's awesome, dude. I want to get one of those 450s just for Amazon because of the smaller label things.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I print my shipping labels and everything out on it.
Yeah, I just bought those labels you sent me the other day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Tommy, or you, or anyone, but Tommy Bernhard told me what label company he uses, and I can't remember it because I don't even know if this Dymo is coming with labels. I didn't order any, so I forgot.
I use all off-brand labels. I don't use Dymo labels.
Right, some of them don't work well, I heard. So what he said, he found a company that he's never had problems with.
I can send you a link. I use the exact same ones that Justin over at RVA Flips uses.
Okay.
And they work perfect.
Cool. Yes, please do. Do you have an affiliate link for him?
Probably. It might even be Justin's because I might have just copied and pasted it.
Okay.
Let me check. I have all that stuff written down on a list.
I just keep hearing of people that had problems with certain brands, and I hate it when there's printer issues.
They're much cheaper getting them off brand.
This is why I do my shipping in the morning and I don't wait till the afternoon like some people do, because if I have a printer issue that day, I may not make it to the post office. And it doesn't happen often, but dang it if it doesn't always happen on a day of heavy shipping that you're later than usual doing your shipping, right?
Yeah.
There we go. I just sent you the thing.
Cool, thanks.
I cut it off though. It's 10 rolls, not 0 rolls.
Rolls.
But yeah, that's the exact same stuff that Justin uses from RVA Flips, and I think Lonnie uses them too.
Okay. I know.
So I figure if those guys use it, then good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that your demo should come with some labels, but it's not a lot. It might, depend on what you print. It might give you a week or so, to test it out or whatever. But it depends on how much you print, really.
Well, lately, not as much as I would like.
I know.
God, I gotta step up my game.
Yeah, I need to list a little more on eBay. I've been kind of slacking with that a little bit lately.
I feel like Amazon's like your primary anyway. You know what I mean? eBay is just kind of like your, almost like I don't know. I don't want to say it's your secondary, but it almost seems like you do well on eBay, but Amazon's like really where your biscuit's buttered.
Oh yeah, I mean, sales wise, 100%. I mean,
yeah.
I'm doing 7,000 roughly a month in sales, basically shopping one day a week. You know what I mean? And half of that is basically profit. So, I mean, when you're making that and where, it's very close to what I make, salary, or not salary, but hourly, my job and stuff like that. That's why I love Amazon because, I basically you get what you put in.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it's not guaranteed, but if you follow the rank system and stuff, it's about as guaranteed as you get in any type of business and sales wise for the most part. You know what I mean? Just the only thing you have to worry about is the tanking and what items you buy. But, just gotta do the research and just doing this as long as I have. I've done this for almost a year. I've learned a lot about, certain categories and what to stay away from and what to look for, more of, and some of that just sending in your first shipment like Anthony did, and he'll see, and that sold pretty good, or maybe next time I'll stay away from that category or whatever. So, that's how I started. I jumped into a category or a specific item, and I grabbed one, and then there was variations of it, and I started grabbing that, and I just keep adding one and going to different stores and finding them, and you know what I mean. And it's really working out pretty well, and you just keep going. You just do the best you can.
Tommy Bernhard was asking, and I think we skipped over it unless I just blanked out. He was asking how you get ungated and toys, and let me scroll back up.
And topicals. Yeah,
toys, topicals, and some other stuff. He said he could drop some knowledge bombs if we didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about that on Rise of Grind Picker's channel last night. Like some people, it's like you talk to somebody, and it's like you got ungated for that already, and then some things with me, like I should be, or I thought I'd be ungated in some categories by now, but I'm not. So I think it's almost like, now this is just a theory, but I think if every day if you try to engage in something that you have a good shot at getting ungated in, and you just try every day.
The squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because, for example, I was brand new on Amazon. I sold brand new Funkos with no invoices, no nothing. And then once I sold out of that inventory, then it seemed like, okay, they cut me off or whatever. I mean, like the listing was legit. Amazon was on it before, so I mean, it wasn't like someone did some shady listing, made one, and the name or whatever by the brand was something they made up or whatever. So Amazon just didn't catch it. But no, this was by Funko and the whole line and everything. So, it just basically just keep trying in categories that you feel like you should be engaged in, and and
Is that what you tell them? Just, I feel like I deserve this. Is that
I mean, it's basically like, I mean, with the Funko one, like when I first started, like I was following someone on YouTube, and they're saying that they know a lot about fourth quarter. They do Amazon and eBay. So for me, it was more I was doing the eBay side because I wasn't on Amazon yet. So I was following what he was buying, and I was finding them, and then they would sell out in stores. So I was like, great, this is gonna be perfect, like because you want that demand for the item, but the item not to be in stores. So that was perfect. But I had them. I put them on eBay. I had them priced below Amazon, below some people on eBay, and for whatever reason, they didn't sell. So I had these items left over, and it was like my way of like liquidating or getting my money back for these items, or making some profit on them to just jump on the Amazon. So I just kept clicking, like, come on, Funko, like you let me in. I got 40 of these things. Like, come on, like they're all different colors, and because it was like the Marvel Chrome ones, they had like 5 different colors or whatever. So I had like the whole set, like 10 of each. So I'm like, man, if I could get these in, like this would jumpstart some cash flow for me. Yeah. And like I need to get these going because we all know how Funkos get. They get hot and then they drop. You know what I mean? Yeah. Unless they are super hard to find and sought after, then that's a little bit different story. They might shoot up even more, but I mean, that's what happened. Next thing I'm selling Funkos, and I sold all of them within my, I sold 40 of them in my first month. So that was a great first shipment, and I had some January clearance that I sent in too, and
but I mean, like Lisa's saying, I think she's right. I think Funkos are going to be the Beanie Babies. Be a few valuable ones in the future, but they're going to drop off at some point. So I say get in and get out as fast as you can with Funkos. Yeah. I don't think they're that close to falling, but they're not going to, I think in 10 years, there's going to be so many of them and the value is going to drop, don't you think?
Yeah, like that market has always been something I've been kind of shaky with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know to invest, or I should just,
I got so confused with Funkos in the beginning because the first ones I found were very valuable. So I just thought they all were. Like I sold a set of 2 for $180 something, and I go, oh, I love Funkos, love it, And the next ones I found were like 30, and then I found the ones that were worth 7 or nothing, But I didn't buy those because I knew how to comp at that point. But I just got lucky in the beginning, I
mean, basically, if you're at a garage sale or you're on Facebook Marketplace and you see these big lots, offer them, a cheap amount that basically, if you lose it, it's not going to crush you. But if it works out, you're going to make bank. Like you're going to do very well. And like RVA flips have done it. I've done it a little bit, not in such bulk, but I've done independent buys where I bought 10 or 20 and I sold most of them and stuff like that, or at least made my money back already on a couple of them. And I mean, just find the deals, pay a couple bucks, $1, $2, $3. If you pay that on a lot, you shouldn't have too much to really worry about, because there's going to be ones, or should be ones, as long as you see those exclusive tags, you should make your money back pretty quick.
For sure.
But do your research, for sure.
Well, they're easy to research too.
Yeah. Especially with them each being numbered and whatnot. And then it'll say specifically on the front, like whether or not it's like flocked or like any of those other type things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
like what I noticed, and I told Anthony this weekend, I was like, I can't believe how Walmart exclusive ones aren't really worth anything. Like, before, like, you would buy them and, they'd be $20-25 or whatever. Now, it's not even worth me going to the store and grabbing them anymore from Walmart, because they're not really, you're not getting that value. Walmart has so many locations and they buy so much that theirs is really almost like a common because of that, where like Hot Topic and stuff, would be a smaller niche, and that's what you want, or a smaller, collection or amount. So just something to keep in mind when you're looking.
Thanks for sharing that link, Tommy. I'm going to look that up. Tommy Bernhard said buybulkamerica.com is a free account to get invoices for bath, beauty, and I think some baby as well. I'm going to look at that.
I'm going to have to bookmark that.
Yeah, so that's literally what I'm going to do right now.
That's what I was just doing.
So I have something lined up for the toys and stuff like that, where I'll have like a good base to be able to, I'll be able to buy 10. Because if you buy 10 from like a retailer or a wholesaler, you have like 100, basically half a year to,
We got somebody knocking on the door here.
Are you going to put the actual link in or no?
Eric Bischoff's trying to share a link, but he can't because he's not at Wrench, Tommy.
Right.
Okay.
See,
Look at that.
Hi guys.
I was just telling Tracy you were on like my bucket list to have on as a guest on this show. So
Oh, cool.
glad to see you.
We were man crushing on you earlier.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm always up for man crushes, man, woman, whatever. It's okay. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, good. Well, yeah, I'm coming on because it's nice to be part of a community when you're feeling a little bit. Yeah. I don't want to talk about eBay sales.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm so honored he came on my channel. Yeah.
I'm loving Tommy's Fila Italia top. That looks so nice.
You like that? Eh? That's pretty retro, man.
That is coming from a true like fashionista like myself, I can tell you that's definitely
Sahir would know. He's a trendsetter. Okay.
I'm a trendsetter now. So
and this was a bins find.
that is really nice. That is that's something you'd make good money selling probably. I don't know.
Waiting for Sahir to say when you're done with it, I'll take it.
I comped it and I was like, man, I can make some good money on that.
Yeah,
and I'm
I
like,
thought you would. What's it worth?
I like it. I'm gonna keep it.
It is. Yeah, I definitely would wear that. Definitely, is a cool item. So, sorry to interrupt.
Hey,
carry on
here we got Tommy to 1,000 subs. He's there.
Oh, is he at 1,000?
He's at 1,000. He's probably over it now.
Oh my god, amazing!
So now you can
I shouldn't say it like that because that makes it sound like I'm shocked that it ever happened or anything. I'm not saying it like that. I'm really happy that it's happened. That's all.
I am too.
Yeah, he grew so fast. I remember when I found out about him doing the night shows. He was at like 200 subs, and I joined. And then I looked a week later, and he's at like 800 or 600.
Wow,
man! I think like that. It was really fast. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing that Tommy and Tracy have done that's so amazing is like just the fact that they've bridged so many different communities together. Like especially. I've never really been much for doing a lot of social stuff before. I just never got around to being on other people's chats and stuff. But Tommy and Tracy are like good at getting you to talk, and they're really good at what they do.
No lives, no personal lives, so it's really.
So you just devote it.
Too.
Built bridges, and I think it's been really good. I think that's probably what some of it is just the fact that it's put me in touch with so many people from the US and from Australia and from everywhere, and it's so because obviously I was in my UK bubble.
Yeah, that show has done so much. It's done so much for me. I think it's done a lot for Tommy, and it's done so much for the viewers as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, because then everyone's finding about everyone else as well, and like I've now got so many cool shows that I can have on and watch while I'm working or whatever, and it's just It's fantastic, and you can learn a lot that way as well.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
like listening to you guys talking about Funko Pops as well. It's like, yeah, I know it might be quite a big thing where you guys are talking about it. Like I've seen obviously a lot of US sellers be quite involved in it. I've seen obviously Justin RVA Flips deal with he's got buckets of them. Lonnie's had buckets of them, and you guys, I think, you were talking about Every Damn Hustling. You were talking about you just sold 40 in very quickly. Was that on Amazon? I missed.
Yeah, that was on Amazon when I first started. Yeah,
it's like. It's something I don't know about, and it's just nice that you can hear different people's experiences with the same thing.
How is Amazon in the UK? Because I know we were talking with Brad and Jazz on Friday, and they said Amazon's like not really effective at all in Australia. So I was just curious how it is over in the UK.
In the UK, it is effective. Definitely, it's a big thing. It's I think it doesn't. I still struggle to do it myself because I don't know. I've got issues, but I just I should be doing it because it is good, and when I've used it, it's provided results. I mean, there's so much money to be made on it. I'd say where we have the same excitement for it, or it's as viable as it is for you guys. So it's like a viable, like you guys that look at Amazon, you're like, I should really do Amazon because it's good because X, Y, and Z. It's the same scenario here in the UK. There are plenty of people that just do Amazon instead of eBay and stuff like that. So
yeah, like Nick Hill seems to do a really nice mixture of both.
Yeah, I mean, Nick had a really good system where he kind of focuses mostly, him and Andrew, they'll focus on eBay a lot during the year. But then they will save stock during the year, or they'll go out in the January sales and buy stock and store it until Q4, and then they'll send stuff in for Q4. And it's like they've described it before, I think, as like a really nice bonus, like a pay bonus at the end of the year. And so yeah, definitely it's a great alternative, but it's so different to eBay, and what you send in has to be different. And because you can do it used, if you're used to thrifting on eBay, I still feel you can thrift and send stuff to Amazon, but it's very different stuff, and you've got to be patient to you might go out looking for stock and you might find something that you can sell on eBay but would also be a better Amazon item, but then you've got to be in the position to put it aside and do nothing with it. And B, you've got to be patient enough to build up enough stuff to send off.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you just jump in. Like, it may or may not be for you, but jump in and try it because it's out there. If everyone else can do it, so can you, right? I mean,
I've just got in my first shipment 2 days ago.
Oh, cool.
I just always get this fearful moment of it, and I don't know why. I think it's because I hear people like Nate that say they can just boot you off and you're done.
I'm not fearful of it. I mean, there's so much opportunity still on Amazon. Like, there's a lot. I mean, like, you could probably sit on eBay buying stuff off of eBay, used stuff that is very undervalued on eBay, and you can send it to Amazon and sell it for sometimes pretty unbelievable amounts. Like the same item.
We've all probably done it too. I've sold things on eBay that I know sell on Amazon, but I still
much higher money.
Instead of opening up a dang account and going for it. And Nate, I wasn't directing that.
Oh no, that's not good. I understand.
You hear that, and it's like it puts something in my head that goes, whatever. I'll just stick with eBay.
I think eBay's got that. I think some people have mentioned this before as well, and I don't know what you guys think of this, but eBay is that kind of instant gratification. Like. You find the item.
Amazon has the instant gratification, really, if you think about it, as far as money.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're going to sell it if you've done your research correctly.
Yeah.
That's instant money, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically, like for Amazon, for example, like Anthony should be getting his first sale any second. You know what I mean? That's how good.
Check the phone, Anthony.
Amazon is. Like, I mean, his stuff right now is probably on back order, which it won't let him in the order. It won't let him in the buy box, but people see that if his price is the cheapest, they'll buy it and wait.
I mean,
You know what I
I
mean?
think the instant gratification I mean, Nate, is more the fact that like you can buy something at a thrift store or a charity shop and then you can list it there and then it's for sale there and then. Whereas you do FBA, especially in the run up to Q4, like I think people really, if they are sending stuff in, I think a lot of people are sending stuff in now because it just starts getting backlogged, doesn't it? It like where you'll send stuff in, and I remember this happening last year where people were sending their shipments in and it was taking much longer than normal. Like if you send stuff in during the middle of summer, the chances are it'll get there and get that checked in and available for sale within a day or two tops, you know, whereas it can be days, if not a week sometimes, when it's, you know, because everyone's going to be out doing their, you know, sending their shipments in and sending all the toys, games, etc., and gift stuff for Christmas, and that you can sometimes find you're left. I think that's what I mean by that instant gratification is longer term. You're right. If you've done your research, you send it in, it will sell. It's very methodical and
that's another thing that kind of almost turns me away is the methodical part of it is not a part of
who you
I am. I'm more interesting than that, I think.
One other thing I'll say is as well is it used to be a little bit more accessible, and what I mean by that is you used to be able to see sales history for free on obviously like Keeper and Camel, where you'd be able to look up an item and you'd be able to see exactly how many of those items have sold within the period of time. And I think it was at some point during this year, I don't know exactly when, but a lot of these companies decided to make that feature a paid for feature, and that's like a tiny obstacle. It's not obviously, it's not expensive to sign up to like a month's or whatever and service, and it'll obviously pay for itself if you go into it. But I find that to be a little obstacle for me sometimes. I'm like and also money is an obstacle because you got to be, especially if you're doing retail arbitrage, you got to have cash flow.
Well, exactly. And like Kelly, the ecom mom ward was said somewhere up there she was gonna hit the Halloween clearance after Halloween, which is so smart to do. But I think some people might struggle with that, putting money into inventory that isn't going to sell till next year. You know, you got to hold on to that, right?
Right.
So
Well,
I don't like stuff like that, but I hear a lot of people, you know, say they don't want their money tied up for long, right?
I mean, like with some stuff, it's either you got to be first or last.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's whenever it's whatever your business model is. If you want to send in first and make your money right away, you know, the price may start to tank, but that's why you want to send it in right away. You want to be the first one, sell at that highest price, be the first in inventory, and then you're out. And then the price tanks and all your stuff's gone. So
okay, but something like Halloween, when would you send that in? When is the smartest time to send that in next year before Halloween? Like a month ahead, 2 months ahead? You know, to not pay a fee and to get the best price.
Like with the fees and stuff like that, now with how it's set up, the biggest fee is that year fee. That's where you pay like the biggest fee. Now
what fee?
Like they do a year fee, like the year, like once an item's been in there for a year, that's that's the biggest fee that you will pay in storage. So if you have an item that actually sat in the warehouse for 1 year, then they'll hit you with an extra surcharge on top of that. But every month they charge you by cubic foot, which you'll see that in your, if you go into your managed shipments. Like for me, I have 40 cubic foot of inventory, 40 or 50 right now of stuff, which is about average for me for what I always have in there. So during the summer months and basically the non-fourth quarter, it's only 50 cents a cubic foot that they'll charge you. So for me, it'd be, you know, $25 a month or whatever the case is. And that's if it's already been in inventory. Like for Anthony's first box, he wouldn't have to worry about storage stuff or storage fees for a month because they give you that first month.
So every month you're going to pay storage fee.
Right. So
I think Yeah, I mean, Tommy's made a good point though. Like, just don't chase clearance stuff. It's really tempting because obviously you've got so many holidays, haven't you? You've got Halloween, you've got Christmas coming up, and then you'll have, I don't know what other holidays, but like, there's always RA opportunities, but there are other ways of doing it. Like, I am seriously thinking of doing it, especially with the recent eBay hitches. I'm seriously thinking of like getting myself into gear and doing it. And I'm pretty certain there are plenty of people out there that also have very good secondhand inventories on Amazon as well. You don't have to have. I think there's an
electronics and things like that.
You do have to accept that you will probably have returns, like a higher rate of returns than you'd get on eBay. You will get that kind of stuff, definitely. However, if you've got decent enough variety of stuff up there, some stuff just flies out. I mean, like things like, I don't know, off the top of my head, last time I did this, things like PlayStation 2 controllers. I mean, you can get so much more money for those. I probably shouldn't be talking about it on YouTube, that kind of thing. But I don't know if
it's the Amazon expert. Hold on, people.
I'm Amazon expert. No, I'm not. It's probably not even true. You shouldn't do what I do anyway. I'm probably giving you terrible information. But at some point, PlayStation 2 controllers were the kind of thing that would literally fly out. Like you'd send them in and they would fly out for more than double that you'd be able to get for them on eBay. And they're the kind of thing that you'll often find at your garage sales, or in our case car boots. You'd find them all season long for £2 each, £3 each, £1 each. And if you've got the mindset that you're going to do Amazon, you can then just harvest and buy those, or even buy bundles, knowing that you're going to get that much more money. It goes so well, and it goes constantly throughout the year. But you've got to be in the mindset that you're going to be doing Amazon and then source with that in mind. So it doesn't always have to be just RA.
So Tommy says used consoles and accessories go double here as well. Like, are you talking about as far as Amazon, Tommy?
Yeah, Amazon. Yeah, it goes. You'll literally get double. Whereas on eBay, you'd be lucky to get like £10 or £15 for a PlayStation controller.
Yeah,
you'll comfortably get 25 on the consoles. PlayStation 2s, you'll probably get 30 on eBay. You'll get 60 on Amazon. Yeah, the fees are higher, but the fact that it will it's one of those items that that you send it, you price it, it's going to sell within that month or two. B, it means you're not sitting around with that thing around your office or wherever you can. And it gets you into that mindset. You start looking for this stuff, and it is a lot. It's a great. The more I'm talking myself into it.
Right, I know. I'm already. Here's the thing with me. Like, I'm already gonna do it. I already know that. But
you should. I mean,
like, I think at Christmas time they don't really like new sellers coming in. So maybe January is my goal. That's fine with me.
When they put those
New Year's resolution.
No, but when they put those warnings out where you can't sell, from what I know is that tends to be you can't. So, for example, they'll send me a message saying you can't sell in toys or games. They mean merchant fulfilled. Right. They're okay with me sending it to them as FBA.
Okay.
Right.
So yeah, you don't have to wait. You could still.
I just know that Amazon's the platform where all the others I can figure out how to do it. Amazon's the one that somebody's gonna have to hold my hand to get me the first month or two.
That's what makes it for me right now.
People to have to be there to help me. It's not fair to other people, But that's what I'm gonna have to do.
We did a private chat while I was packing my first order, just to make sure I was doing it right and everything. And I shared my screen, and he literally walked me through. So I'm willing to help you, Tracy. But I mean, Nate would be too. You know what I mean? Like, he knows more than me. But
but it's like I'm that person. I don't like to take people's time. I know everybody's busy. But
I don't mind helping people. Especially if I mean, I don't have a lot of time, but I don't mind, like during the evenings or mornings, like, I'm watching videos, I'm sourcing, I'm doing other stuff. I can easily pick up a phone and call or
do it live, Tracy.
Share
your screen. Just do it live.
You will pop in with me.
I mean, the thing is, like, obviously, depending on what you're sending in as well, because if you were sending in like 1,000 of something, you wouldn't want to do it live.
Oh,
Right.
guarantee you, I won't be sending in 1,000 of anything in my
If
first.
you're going to be but that's the thing. If you're sending in thrifted stuff, it's more about just knowing the basics of how do I package this, like, you know, how do I wrap this or whatever. I mean, you know, doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, talking about it with you guys has really gotten me thinking, why the hell am I not doing it?
What are we doing here? Like,
I don't know.
sign up.
What even am I?
I don't know. You're a poncho seller. As far as
Yeah, you know, I've never even sold one. You know,
I almost wore one today just for you.
Did you?
There's a group on Facebook too that Tiffany started, Eat Sleep Amazon, and
Yeah, I've heard of it.
it's basically a group for like a bunch of people just asking Amazon questions and other people helping each other get through it.
Yeah.
So I'll drop a link to that too.
And I knew she would stop and help me too. I mean, I have so many good people in my world and she's just so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just joined her group the other day. She'd sent a request.
I'd be willing to help you as much as you need, like on a personal basis. Like I said, I'm such a noob. Like the videos I'm putting together for Amazon are literally from a noob's perspective, like somebody that doesn't know what he's doing, trying to find his way through it. So like I'm not like saying that I know pretty much anything about it, because Nate is still pretty much my lifeline. That and Tiffany's group.
I think that's really cool though, that you're willing to just show that perspective, because it can, I think Amazon is so it is done by a much more bigger variety of people. Like there's like for example, where a lot of us are eBay sellers and we come on YouTube and we talk about our eBay, we're such a small section of the eBay sellers out there. Like there's so many more kind of different types of eBay sellers, like the wholesale models, etc. And I think with Amazon that's even more true. So in a way it's nice to have like a new, like you said, a noob perspective of us guys just doing our little thing on there, because there are lots of channels dedicated to, you know, how to order in, you know, bulk pallets from Alibaba and rebrand them or have them rebranded or whatever, and private label this and, you know, fidget spinner that. I don't know. There were so many different those kinds of resources are plenty, because I think a lot of people think of Amazon and they immediately think of wholesale models because it is great for shifting quantity, isn't it? But you can kind of do your own thrift stuff on there. You really can. Like I've done it, and when I've done it, it's worked really well. And you know, to the point where I was buying quantities of stuff that I'd found worked. I was buying quantities of it off eBay and then selling on Amazon. And the only reason I stopped is because at the time my eBay was going really well as well, and I preferred the eBay process. But now eBay is like really, you know, giving me backhand like slaps and just beating me up. And
Tommy, it's in the shitter. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Now that eBay is just, you know, really was it thrown me a curveball, as you'd say? I
think it's more of a screwball right now.
Screwball.
Yeah.
It's really done that. It's making me just feel okay. I need to definitely have this going, because you don't have to run it like a big wholesale operation, honestly. And how many times do we all go to thrift stores and we find new and boxed stuff? You do find it.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know.
Sometimes they'll have Amazon stickers on already.
People
it's true. Yeah.
Jumping ship on eBay. I don't think people are really jumping ship off of eBay. I just think they're realizing they need to diversify even more than they thought they would.
Yeah.
That's all. Like I don't plan on jumping ship. I'm gonna sink if it sinks.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen such an influx of people
Sink with it, just out of loyalty.
Like a passion.
Last glitch. There's been so many more people I've seen move to Mercari, not move, but like diversify over to Mercari just to have some kind of other platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I even did it, you know what I mean? Because I just, like I said, I just want more people on my items just looking at them. And, you know, if eBay would somehow, like, you know, just totally fall off the face of the earth or whatever, you know, at least I have some stuff on there to start the process of getting rid of some of my stuff and going all Amazon or whatever, so.
I don't know how I feel. Tommy's saying, and I know he said this before, that you can sell pre-owned clothing on Amazon. I would never do that though.
Yeah, I think clothing is something that I'd be really worried about as well, because
they're too easy to return. Like, no, unless it was.
I don't know if you can or not, to be honest, on that type of stuff. I don't think clothing. I don't know if you can or not.
I think that what worries people with Amazon though is definitely like how often the rules change, right? So I think that's the thing that puts people off. So like my business model on Amazon would be to send in used stuff, right? Sounds great. Send in used electronics, send in used toys. I mean, I've sent in used toys as well. Like people will buy used action figures and things as long as they're like complete or whatever, and But the thing is, it's very possible that you could be selling, for example, I don't know, this Canon camera, right? There's you could be saying that, and suddenly they can decide you're no longer allowed to sell Canon, or Canon decides they don't want people selling and that is something that is just you have to accept, and as long as you are aware of it before you go in, that could happen. I think it's okay, but I think those are the kinds of things that put people off, like the stories, and this has happened to me where I've sent stuff in, and then suddenly after I've sent it to Amazon decide I'm no longer allowed to sell it. Mm-hmm. So then suddenly I've got all this inventory that is now showing as inactive or stranded, because after the fact, after I've bought it for selling on Amazon, I've sent it to Amazon, they do that, and that kind of stuff can knock you, and it can put you off a little, but I still feel it's worth doing, especially in light of how eBay has been behaving recently.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of that fear, if you do it right, you don't really have to worry. I mean, you still have to worry a little, but not as much as maybe a lot of people are thinking, because if you have those invoices where you're buying from a wholesaler, like I was saying before, like you have a 180-day lease basically to sell that type of stuff that you have that, those invoices on. As long as you have that and you keep your RA receipts, the gate is going to stay open for that period of time. As long as you have that, all together, because it shows proof of the items that you have with the receipts and with the invoices through the wholesale, and that'll keep you from having any issues with the gating process.
Yeah, I think that's the key. That I think the stuff I'd bought from an auction house that does liquid, that did. So we've got like a massive supermarket called Tesco, like they're a huge supermarket chain, and this auction house was selling brand new in box, like still by the case stock that they had obviously cleared out from Tesco. So even though it was all bulk, it was all in cases, and I would have had an invoice, Amazon wouldn't accept an auction house invoice. They would require like a proper invoice. So you've got to be, like you said, it's a bit of research where you've got to be like, okay, if I'm buying this via auction, I'm more vulnerable than if I'd sourced this from a proper wholesaler, which Amazon, yeah. So you're right, 100% right there, Nate, that a bit of research can save you some heartache. Or if you do still buy via auction, you're just aware that just because you've bought brand new stock at an auction, don't think that Amazon will accept that as you've got the right to sell it.
Right. It's all about the chain of authenticity, basically. Like you have one coming from Walmart, which or Target or whatever, receipts, or if you go through a supplier that's with their wholesale. I mean, that is what they want, to be able to guarantee their customers, hey, these items are authentic. You don't have to worry. And as a buyer as well, that as I'm on the platform selling it, it makes me feel better about the items that I'm buying as well, because it's not letting certain things through to everybody to sell. I mean, do I like that as a seller? No, but it's good to know that they're being very diligent, letting certain people sell on platforms and protecting my dollar that I'm buying, from these companies. So.
The only worry with that is, and sometimes you have to also, I think Amazon gets a lot of hate for that, when sometimes you have to remember it's the actual brands that are asking them to do that. I mean,
Right.
It's in the news at the moment here in the UK where like a very small independent sports store is trying to take Nike to court because Nike are now no longer willing to distribute stock to that shop. Because Nike's model is very much they want to control their brand, so they only want their brand in certain outlets, and obviously they have their own flagship stores now where you can. Oh, sorry, Nike, isn't it? Nike, not Nike.
Say it right.
Yeah, get it right. Yeah, and this guy's, it's a proper little store. He's been going for years, high street store, but brands are now taking those steps, and sometimes brands will go to Amazon and say, "Hey, we don't want everyone being able to just buy this stuff and resell it. We want only authorized sellers, or they themselves want the right to sell it." So, and that's not always Amazon's fault, is it? That's brands are doing that, and it's becoming more and more of a thing where they're protecting themselves.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, Amazon is just like us. We're companies that we're trying to sell other people's product, unless you're doing private label. You know what I mean? Like, you're actually buying all this product. So they don't want to make enemies with the bigger companies like Nike and all this. Think of Nike says, I'm not going to sell on Amazon. No, I don't think they would do that, but you know what I mean? Like, that would be a lot of sales that they would lose, but they could 100% do that. And, say they wanted to go on eBay. I mean, that would be a huge blow to Amazon. So they want to be able to have these great relationships with these companies to be able to buy product and to do it themselves too, in a certain degree. You know what I mean? So they have to do what's right on for the customer and for themselves as well. They have to protect and do what's best.
So yeah, you definitely have to think differently, I think, don't you, when it comes to Amazon? I think that can be, you have to think like that. Like, it's not always comfortable. Like, I'd much rather just be thinking of just going to the next car boot sale and seeing what I can find for a pound or two, and that's more appealing. Whereas when you're selling on Amazon, look at all this stuff you have to think about, and it's like, because you do have to think about this stuff. I think because especially if you're going to put money into it, and you're going in with so.
And there must be enough money where you can pad it well for the returns and all of the other issues and the higher fees. And I know people are successful, so it's doable. It's just it's going to take a lot of mental space to do so to start.
I mean, like, look with me. Like, I work 50 hours a week, and then I do FBA, and me shipping out all these packages. If it was on eBay, for example, I would never have time for myself. I would have to hire 3 or 4 people probably to do that. I mean, I sell probably on average 100 items a week or more on Amazon. That's upwards of 600 a month. I mean, that's a lot of packages going to a lot of different places. I mean, and just think all the boxes I'd have to order and everything else. I mean, it's amazing for them for me, and even like with Anthony, I was telling him, like, this Amazon's not going to keep you from doing what you love. You love eBay, just add this to it, and you'll. I guarantee he's going to love Amazon as well, especially when he starts seeing those shipments get sold as quickly as they will, and that money rolling.
But Tommy doesn't look very convinced in his super cool feeler top. Tommy's sitting there like really quiet, thinking.
Because I'm totally lost when it comes to Amazon. So I'm just sitting here trying to absorb that.
Poor Tommy.
That's what I do. I absorb. If I don't know what I'm talking about, I don't usually talk.
No, but that's the thing is, it's a good thing to talk about, though, because like we've talked about like people get put off, and like, why do you feel that way? I mean, you're clearly competent to be able to do it. Everyone here is able to do Amazon. So why would you say, for example, you feel like that? What's your, because I know what puts me off. It's like I said, it's the little things. Like, you have to be analytical, and you've got to think kind of,
I'm actually not put off on Amazon. I want to get involved in Amazon. I've been trying for the last week to get my account approved, but I think the issue is because I just created a business account for Amazon, a banking account. and I don't think that I have the paperwork that they're satisfied with. I think that's the hang up. And in 3 days, on the 3rd, my statement should come out, which is what they're asking for. So
So you need a separate business account for Amazon? You can't just
You
use.
don't need one.
no, you can do it because like Destiny has a seller's account on Amazon,
Okay.
but I don't want to use her account. I want my own. And so I used to do everything just through PayPal, with eBay and whatever. But now with my sales volume going up on Macari and wanting to get into Amazon, and eventually eBay is going to push us over to their billing or whatever you want to call it, their managed payments. I went and got a business account, a regular bank account.
Oh, so you were.
That's a smart thing to do, really.
I thought you meant you had a business account and then you set up a second business account. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, a bank account, business bank account.
Yeah, I've got a business account. Okay, because I'm like, I don't want.
It seems smart thing to do though, to separate, especially just so your different streams of income are like clean.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah, because like you could sit back and look and see, okay, I spent this much on this, and this is my profit. So you could see if it's failing or if you're doing well, you know what I mean? Because especially if you're doing as much as Tommy is. I mean, he does the printing business, he has eBay, through Macari. I mean, that's so much to have just on one account that it would be
confusing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
When you got it all going into one area, it's like, okay, which one is making money and which one isn't making as much as it could or isn't making money. If it's all separate, you can look at them.
Well, I would think eventually you're going to end up with an S corp. I mean, I have one for a different reason, but you're going to want that eventually, and it's all going to have to be together anyway at that point. So, I mean, the business should, I don't know.
So just out of interest, Tommy, like, because you've not started your Amazon journey, like what kind of route do you see you taking at first? Like, are you going to go for the more common route of retail arbitrage by going out to your stores and looking for clearance lines, or are you going to be going for like a wholesale connection, like Nate was talking about, or mixing them, or
what I'm wondering is, because like I say, Destiny has an Amazon seller account, and we did sell some things through merchant on there, and I did, as you were saying earlier, got a ton more money on Amazon merchant fulfilled on used items than I was on eBay, and you don't ever really hear people talk about that route on Amazon. But I mean, as simple as like a Hamilton Beach food processor that I got, listed on eBay for $15. I was getting 40 used on Amazon, but nobody seems to have that business model when it comes to Amazon.
It's not popular, or it's not talked about anyway. It's not talked about. I think you're right. I think when people talk about Amazon, they tend to talk about wholesale and retail arbitrage.
Well,
and when you're doing the retail arbitrage, it just seems like there's so much competition out there and so much battling for who's getting the.
It sounds sexier too to have this reselling of retail arbitrage and wholesale. But I think that's why they talk about it too. It just sounds that like a better business model. But you're right. This
sounds professional, doesn't it?
Yeah, right.
I think that's the other side of it. It's Amazon does attract, like you can tell it tends to attract, especially if you just look on YouTube. Like look at us guys on YouTube. Like we're eBay type people, come in all different shapes, sizes, and ages, and everything. You look at Amazon and you'll see, and you look at Amazon like videos on YouTube, they tend to be very polished, like younger, like more like just polished people.
Start standing in front of there.
And I think it attracts that. It does attract that. Like Nate, I wouldn't say is like the average. What I would say, FBA kind of video maker on YouTube. Like it tends to be someone with like a really nice collar and a clean shave and just like talking with the shiny eyes, really shiny eyes.
Sparkly eyes.
Yeah, very sparkly eyes. Yeah. Shiny says that something else. Sparkly eyes.
Yeah.
And I think it attracts different people because it's got that it's definitely got that appeal because it allows you to have that business model. You can definitely do saying that, you can definitely do wholesale on eBay. Loads of people do wholesale on eBay.
Right.
They sell by the pallet load, and it's definitely, it's just not, I suppose eBay is more known for the whole kind of used goods scenario as well, whereas Amazon just like when you word association, eBay, you instantly think like gold that you find, like thrifted, treasure hunted gold. Amazon, I immediately just think of a warehouse like in Indiana Jones. That's it. That's it.
Like like you guys were talking about, like the used market and stuff like that. With Amazon, it's such a volume game. Like and like the mindset of a person going from eBay to Amazon, the ROI is different. It's just very different on its own. Like selling 20 of a special can of pop or something like that, you would sell one a month on eBay. You know what I mean? Like with the used model, like it can be very successful, but the question is, can you get enough volume to really make it like go big? You know what I mean? So that's why I think a lot of people, we get this all the time, a lot of us on eBay, where don't put a packing slip in your box or whatever. That's what some of these people are doing. They're buying off eBay the used items, like you were saying, and shipping it to Amazon people, and because of that markup, and also it's an instant sale too. They'll basically, they don't have to pay anything out. They don't have any overhead or anything until someone actually buys it on Amazon and sends it over, from eBay to Amazon. So, it's such a volume difference. Like until you actually experience it and know what it is, like the stuff I sell, I can't believe it sells it like it does. I would never thought, 20 or 30 of an item a month or a week or a day can be sold. I bought some dolls that were higher dollar dolls that were new, and I sold all 10 in one day for double what they were going for, like at Walmart. Like it was crazy. I mean, it's amazing that a guy like myself who works part-time has such a great opportunity to make the money I do on Amazon.
I think that's a really good point you made, like the fact that you work, like you said, 50 odd hours a week, and you just wouldn't be able to do the same on eBay. You just wouldn't. And I think there's been moments where I've always sat on the sideline for stuff like this, but there are moments which really, really expose how powerful Amazon can be. And the last time I remember there's two things I remember. There was a board game called Pie Face that came out that everyone lost their minds over. And there was a point where this game that would normally retail at like 15 or 20 pounds was selling for insane money on Amazon because of some viral videos or something. And I knew people that I still know now. I know people that were literally going out, just spending their whole day finding this board game and selling them as soon as they were able to sell them. Merchant fulfilled as well, this was, because they didn't have time to send these things into Amazon, because by then it would have gone. They were literally finding them, merchant fulfilling them, finding them and selling them for like 8 to 10 times what they were buying them for. And then the second occasion was, do you remember the lady that had that amazing laugh with the Chewbacca mask?
Chewbacca mask.
The Chewbacca, this lady literally took this toy and took it to the top of the Amazon bestseller rank because she had the most amazing laugh. Like she sat in the car just laughing, like wearing a Chewbacca mask. And that was an amazing opportunity. Some people made an absolute fortune buying this 15-20 pound mask and then selling it for God knows how much. And they had very small issues. Like say if they were selling 20, maybe one person would have remorse and be like, hey, you ripped me off. And it's like, well, no, you decided to get hyped up in the moment, and now you've decided that hold on, but the opportunities are just crazy. And I when I think of things like that, you do realize that there is this massive opportunity. And the more I'm talking to you guys about it, you know, I'm just thinking to myself, like, what the f am I doing? Like, why haven't I been doing this? Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, like the trends that some of these items have, like I know a lot of us in this community know about Monopoly for millennials because of the Bearded Picker videos and stuff last year. I mean, he sold, I don't know, hundreds, if not 1,000 or so games of that. And his video went viral, went on World Star and all types of stuff. Like, that was his, like, you know, huge video, had like a couple million views, and like it went, you know, crazy. And, you know, if you can find an item that is like something crazy happened in the news or whatever, go buy that. And if you could send it to Amazon, like you said, 8-10 times, and then maybe a week later you might get some returns for it, because some people are like, what the heck was I paying this for? This was at my local Walmart, or this was at my Dollar Tree or whatever, and I went crazy and spent $60 on a $5 game. But you know what I mean, like, at the end of the day, you're going to come out hand over fist, you know, profit wise, you know, no matter what. But yeah, I mean, that just shows you how powerful Amazon is, because the reach and the you know, people, first thing they think about that game is, I'm gonna go on Amazon.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go get it here. If not, I'm gonna go check eBay first. Maybe it's cheaper. It's just instantly Amazon because I want it tomorrow to play.
I think it's all these words, though, these kind of words that I think some of us eBay sellers are almost allergic of. Like, you know, when you hear words like scaling, but they're important words. Like, you can scale on Amazon because of, like, you know, that you're working, but you're able to scale your business because you're not required to increase your workload necessarily, because it's not the case that the more you're listing, the more you're having to ship. The more you're listing, the more Amazon is having to ship them back.
Right, exactly.
And that's huge.
Here, a question for you. Are you going out sourcing RA today?
I'm broke.
Just check.
But what I will do is, I've got plenty of inventory that I think is on my eBay that I could just send up to Amazon and get it out my house, and I'd make more money for it on Amazon. I do have some inventory that I could do that with.
Yeah, but you could do merchant fulfill too, and cross post too.
Yeah, exactly. I could do that, merchant fulfill and things like that.
So Nate, question for you: what would be the best way to go about, like, just for example, the RA inventory I have here at the house that I may not have a receipt for anymore? Is there any way I can get that on Amazon, or what would be your suggestion there?
It would be, you would have to sell it as, basically, to protect yourself. Probably you would have to send it as used.
Okay.
Or very good, like new, I think is one of the options. But it just depends on the condition, and if it is used, I mean, like he was talking about consoles and stuff like that. You know, you could definitely sell brand new consoles, or not brand new, but used consoles. But you have to make sure that everything that is in that listing for Amazon, like all the cords, all the you know, the controllers are exactly the same. You can't send off like a red controller in a package that's black. So you have to be really strict on if it's supposed to be, if it says it in that listing, it has to be exact. If not, don't do it.
Otherwise you're gonna, definitely, that's a good point. You want to make it like the photo, but sometimes it's okay to amend if it's for the benefit of the customer. So, for example, if you're selling like a PlayStation 2, it may well originally have come with an RF cable, but 99.9999% of Amazon customers will have no idea on how to tune a console using an RF cable. So I've always sent those off, as well as the RF. I've always supplied a composite video cable, you know, with the yellow, red, and white connection, just so that, you know, customers can actually use the item. So even though that's like an additional, and I think technically that would be against Amazon's rules because you're adding in something that's not meant to be there. I'm pretty sure those are the kinds of rules they have where they're like, if you shouldn't add it in, but that's going to save you returns when selling a used console, sending in a composite cable, even if originally it didn't come with it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Like I think Resale Rabbit, he sells a lot of used stuff on there. I think he got in trouble for selling. He was selling, I think, some like DVD recorders and stuff without remotes, I believe. So, you know, like that, for example, like is what I mean, like about making sure you have everything that you know it's supposed to be with it. But if you do, I mean, there's definitely, you know, money to be made for sure.
I don't know what you plan to do, Tommy, but D is going live right now. It's noon.
I'm going to be off as well now, actually, guys. I really do appreciate the chat. I just wanted to grab something to eat, but I wanted to pop in and
yeah, thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks for motivating me, actually. And
would love to have you back on sometime if you're willing.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not doing much. It's not like a star for me, but I just listen to it. But yeah, definitely, guys. I really appreciate the chat, and thanks for I really appreciate the knowledge, and it's kind of pepped me up about Amazon.
That's why I like doing these collabs and lives and stuff, man. Like, even though my time is very short, like with work, but you know, it gives me a different look on sometimes with things, and you know, and it motivates me, just like you said. You know, like it gives me like a little extra jump. Like, okay, I'm tired, but you know what? There's money to be made out there. I got to get going. You know what I mean?
Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Thanks everyone in the chat. See you guys later.
Later, buddy. Have a great day.
Tracy as well.
Yeah.
All right. So then we're gonna sign off, and everybody can head over to D Flipping Particles channel, and I can do my packing there. That's usually what I'm doing. So thanks everybody for coming in. See you tomorrow on Anthony's channel. We have guests tomorrow.
We have Donatella Bottolino and T from Auctions for You on tomorrow.
All right. So then we'll see everybody then.
Yep.